Nothing but fight scenes after fight scenes after fight scenes. The whole premise of this upcoming anime is about one thing: fighting to the death. To summarize the introduction, it's about gods being just about done with the humans, thinking that us, humans, aren't worth a life anymore. These gods are the gods from all kinds of religions, you name it. Christianity, Muslim, Hindu, Greek, Norse, Roman, Buddhist, and many others. The gods held a massive meeting that only happens every 1,000 years. They held this meeting to determine if mankind should keep on existing for another 1,000 years or should they be eradicated. Lo and behold, they came to a decision that humans are a waste of space and that all we do is fail as a species, fighting amongst ourselves and never having any unity and all that. These gods came to a verdict that they should annihilate the entire human race and start over. This decision was quickly challenged by this woman right here, whom I believe is a Valkyrie. She interrupted this massive meeting that is only for the gods and told the gods that they should at least give the humans some sort of chance for their survival. A fair trial, if you will. She was almost dismissed by Odin's birds until she insulted the decision and called it boring. The gods asked her what her proposal is, assumed that it would be stupid for she is but a mere Valkyrie. The Valkyrie named Brunhilde suggested Ragnarok, gods versus mankind's final struggle. She even opened up the book entitled Valhalla Constitution, where it says, in article number 62, paragraph 15, a 1 versus 1 showdown between gods and mankind. With 13 combatants for each side, the first side to win 7 times are declared the winners.
これは魂の戦い。
ひねり潰せ。
The Valkyrie, aware of their arrogance, provoked the gods by saying, "Are you chickening out?" So then the gods, as arrogant as they are, laughed and thought she wasn't serious, and their laughter shows the arrogance that they have. When they realized that Brunhilde wasn't joking, the gods stopped laughing and immediately and were absolutely triggered by what Brunhilde said. They started insulting her left and right and yelling at her. Even just the thought of the gods being scared to fight the humans is a grave insult to every god in existence. Brunhilde wasn't even scared even just a little. She is confident that the gods will play her little game because, as she suspected, they are easier to taunt than humans. Old man Zeus wasn't having any of it. He showed some of his power by killing a giant snake barehanded and immediately declared the showdown between gods and mankind decided. Okay. Now is why? Why go against the gods, Miss Valkyrie? In the manga, first chapter, she just stated that the bonds between humans and Valkyrie are far deeper than that of gods and humans have. So since this is based from Old Norse mythology, I googled Valkyries and humans and decided to pick the one from Britannica.com. It says, Valkyrie, also spelled Valkyrie, Old Norse Valkyria? Chooser of the slain. In Norse mythology, any of a group of maidens who served the god Odin were sent by him to the battlefields to choose the slain who were worthy of a place in Valhalla. These foreboders of war rode to the battlefield on horses wearing helmets and shields. In some accounts, they flew through the air and sea. Some Valkyries had the power to cause the death of a warrior they did not favor. Especially heroine Valkyries guarded the lives and ships of those dear to them. Old Norse literature made references to purely supernatural Valkyries and also to human Valkyries with certain supernatural powers. Both types of beings were associated with fairness, brightness, and gold, as well as bloodshed. Now obviously I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not an expert in any sort of mythology, but I know there is a more detailed description about Valkyries and their relationship with humans in some books out there. In Record of Ragnarok, Brunhilde has a deeper reason as to why she wanted Ragnarok to happen. As always, whatever her true motive was, it will be revealed later in the story. At first glance, this manga and upcoming anime seems to have a thin plot and premise. It looks like the entire series is about to have a huge tournament that 2 people will have a 1v1 show match one at a time. I mean, you know what that sounds like. It sounds really one-sided. No human being would be able to win against a god, especially in a 1v1 show match. I guess that's the fascinating part about this series. Obviously, humans cannot win against gods, so this series will be all about how humans will try to win 7 times against gods. It will be really fascinating to see how they will pull it off, or even just how the author will decide to end the series. Unlike shows or movies that are obviously made just for the sake of being an action movie without any regard to whether the plot makes sense or not, the familiar characters alone that the author used for this is already interesting right off the bat. We got famous gods like Zeus, Odin, Thor, Shiva, and all the other gods. We know They are strong, and no mere human will be able to defeat them. So the humans that are chosen as champions for mankind's survival have to at least stand a chance against the mighty god. Someone who will at least not die in one strike, you know? It's true, there were no humans in history that had any sort of special power to face a god. That's true. That's why in this series, these humans chosen by Brunhilde aren't normal humans. These are the ones who had honorable stories from history books. I'm talking about history books from different cultures. I like how they introduce the fighters. It gives so much hype, especially if you're familiar with the champion once they call their name. Like here, Thor, son of Odin, is being introduced. When you hear that name, you automatically picture Chris Hemsworth with a hammer. You know, looking like this. But definitely not like this. That hammer is way too big to be swinging around. When I saw this, I was like, hey, I like this. Different looking Thor, a fresh new look, definitely incomparable to the Thor that we were used to. He enters the battlefield looking stoic, looking like someone you'd never want to have to fight with. Then the gong struck, drums started rolling, footsteps of an entire army vibrates the Colosseum as they introduce the man that represents mankind. The strongest man since the dawn of history, also China's strongest hero, Lu Bu. Talk about a grand entrance. I mean, a gong, drums, a battalion, and a fucking majestic horse. Look at that thing. Lu Bu got an entrance that is more impressive than Thor's. Yeah, he's human, but seeing him as he is now, he may actually stand a chance. Finally, the first chapter ends with a man who appears to be praying, and Valkyrie tells him, "Human, you better stop praying, since the ones you have to defeat are the ones you're praying to." I don't know about you, but that is a bone-chilling statement for the end chapter. Way more than enough to get you hooked. Then that's where the fight scene starts to happen. Really epic battle between the two. I personally like this setup. It's straight up to the point, you know. You'll get to know the characters through their flashbacks, plus you can Google their names to learn about them. Once you've read and learned about them, you'll understand why they are the chosen champions. The fight scenes in this upcoming anime would satisfy your hunger to some really good Sakuga. I mean, hopefully, right? The anime is backed up by Netflix. If you're going to spend budget, they're gonna have to spend it mostly on the fight scenes, right? I'm hoping for some really good fight scene animations. Don't let me down, Netflix. The manga illustrates the fight and their moves so well. The art and the narration elaborates what is going on in the fight all throughout. Kinda like a UFC or a boxing commentary that you can read that keeps you immersed the whole time. I have high expectation from this anime and you should too, especially if you're a fan of the action genre. Netflix will have an anime adaptation of this series and is announced to be coming in June of this year. That is all I have to say. Thank you for watching. My name is Flico and remember to drink some water. Thanks for watching.